Hello, folks. Hello again. This is Mike Newmeyer. My number here is 410-902-0464. And remember, if you want to talk, no cost. If you want to come in and visit, talk about retirement, show me what you've got, I'll give you some ideas. And here's another list for you. This is more ideas on saving money, huh? So this is not the first list or the second list. This is the third list, okay? So maybe you grab something you haven't heard before, see if it fits, okay? Number one, you want to save money and you want to end debt. There's no question about those two things. On saving money, I'm going to give you a lot of ideas, but one of the things that you can do silently that you won't even notice it after a while is to automatically transfer a little money every month from a checking account into a savings account of some kind, automatically. And it could be a school savings account, it could be a health savings account, it could be just a savings account, but just do it automatically. And for folks that can't afford more, it might be $50. For people that can afford more, it could be $500. But the point is, it's automatic, you don't notice it, and pretty soon you'll have accumulated more in your savings account, which is very, very important. And ending debt. Don't take on more debt. Don't take on more debt. Don't borrow money against your home. That's your most important asset. So don't take on more debt. If you think you have to, talk to me. I'll show you how not to. The best thing you can do is to not take on any more liabilities, responsibilities, or debt. Okay, that's number one. And then sell everything you don't use. We collect clutter, okay? We collect clutter. My producer here is smiling. She knows I collect clutter. So the secret is to sell everything you don't use. You know, you may feel emotionally attached to some things, but I tell you what, if you sell those things, you'll be glad you did. Get the money out of things like that. People use yard sales. They go on things like PayPal and other, websites, whatever. But find a way, work with your friends. Find a way to sell things you don't need. Okay, that's a good idea. And then we already said don't take on debt. Pay cash on everything you can unless you're disciplined enough to use a card that you're going to get cash back on. You know, don't let, a lot of people say, I'm going to get cash back, and then they go spend money on things they don't need or really don't need, okay? So if you're disciplined enough to pick up 2% a month on things that you have to buy anyway, okay, but you got to be disciplined. Not everybody is disciplined. We wouldn't be in debt if we were really disciplined, okay. So that's the cards. Okay. Pay off your any cards you've got, pay them off monthly. Good Lord. Do you know where interest rates are going on credit cards? We'll be paying 15%, 18%, 20% or more. So you want to get rid of those. Get rid of those any way you can, and don't leave anything on the card at the end of the month. Okay? Cancel subscriptions. How many of us have subscriptions we never read, huh? Some of them are online and we don't look at them. Some of them receive in the mail and we don't read them. They accumulate, okay? So get rid of subscriptions that you don't need. Almost all of them you can live without, right? So get rid of subscriptions. And then find cable alternatives. The average household is paying over $200 a month for cable. And there's alternatives. Find those alternatives. I always tell everybody, you need a circle of friends and contacts that have ideas and can give you ideas. You bring up the topic of alternatives for cable, I guarantee you out of 10 people, you're going to find 2 that are doing a very good job and you can learn from them. So find a cable alternative. And staycations, huh? How about staying at home for a vacation? Plan ahead of time. Plan picnics. Plan family gatherings. Plan things that you can do at home. And not spend the money on vacations. People will say, well, I've already put money down on this vacation. Well, get it back. Get the money back and don't go on the vacation that you can't afford to, that you're going to have to pay for afterwards. What if your job is in jeopardy and you're spending today the money that you won't have tomorrow? Okay? So staycations, good idea. And let's see, save on your automobile. Save on your automobile. If you can save by reducing your trips to the store, et cetera, we talked about that before. You know, you go to the grocery store, you walk around and you buy a lot of impulse things, and then you forget half the things you really need. You need to have a grocery list, and you have to stick to that list. And don't buy a lot of impulse things. When you're in that long line to check out and they've got all these impulse things around you, you know what happens. So stick to your list, reduce your list, don't duplicate things, and buy store brands. Store brands can be anywhere from 10% to 30% less expensive. And incidentally, if you think store brands are a different quality, trust me, they're not. The reason they aren't is because the same people that are packing those name brands are packing the store brands, huh? There's no economy of scale if they change the pack size or the quality in the store brands. The way they get economy of scale is to keep those lines running. See, so they build a discount in for the stores, so for the store brands, but you're really getting the same product. Try them. See if I'm wrong. You'll find out you're saving money. Not a bad idea. Buy from the list. We talked about that. Check your insurance rates, not just your automobile, your house insurance, your fire insurance, your liability insurance, any and all insurances. Check your insurance rates. Keep track of them. And incidentally, if you check them enough, they're aware you're checking them. You know, you can actually get people to call you and say, you can reduce your rate on this. You know, you want to be conscious of the possibilities of saving money in those things that we never think about. So that's one of them. And let's see, gas and energy. Well, reduce gas and energy, of course. Turn off, heat when you don't need it. Turn off air when you don't need it. And don't kid yourself. They'll tell you, oh, if you leave it on all the time, you save money. Well, test it. See if it's true. See if it's really true. If you set the thermostat, does that mean that you're actually going to spend less than if you turn it on and off? Maybe, maybe not. So basically, you got to reduce your energy costs. Look what's happening with energy now. You get a bill from BG&E or wherever, and all of a sudden it's up 20%, 25%. Okay, don't blame just the season. You got to blame yourself. Look at how you manage that energy bill. Okay, and don't go to coffee shops. You know the one that's the most expensive. Okay, you don't need it. You can take coffee from home. You can take coffee from home. We got all these containers we use in the car and so forth and so on. Oh, I like to socialize. Understand. Find other ways to socialize. Talk to people on the telephone. Text people. Become very popular now. But don't buy coffee at coffee shops. Cost you 4 or 5 times as much money as if you made it yourself. Don't need it. Okay, so that's another one. Let's see. Shop your phone bill. Shop your phone bill. How many times have you found, or how many times have you heard that you can save money by changing your phone company? It's true. I mean, there's some companies out there that'll surprise you very quickly. I know that Consumer Cellular surprises a lot of folks compared to T-Mobile, etc. That's the kind of thing you want to do, is check it. And also, if you're going to keep cable, check the cable company. Are we talking Comcast? Are we talking Verizon? What are we talking about? Compare them. If you're running a business out of your home, you really want to compare them because they're all competing for your business. And it's really where, and they have flexibility in what they charge. Okay, if they have to negotiate, they negotiate. So don't take for granted the first quote you get is the best quote they're going to give you. Okay, so you got to negotiate. Spend and save equally. That's an interesting concept. If you spend $100 for something you don't need, then save $100. If you really do that, you won't spend as much because you won't be able to. You will say, well, I can't save that much. Okay, then don't spend that much. But if you spend 100, save 100. You discipline yourself that way and you'll find out you're better off. Pack your lunch instead of planning to eat out and so forth. Pack your own lunch and buy things in bulk. And pack your own lunch, take it with you, and so forth and so on. And that can save you money. That can save you money. You can be just as sociable eating out of a lunch bag with people at work, as an example, as going to a coffee shop or a restaurant, using gasoline up and going there and eating at lunchtime for 4 or 5 times as much money. Max out your 401k or whatever plan you have. If you can max it out, do it. But if you're going to do that, look at the choices in the plan. Don't put them in things you're going to lose money. I mean, obviously, in a market going down, everything goes down. But if you put the money into the money market, or you put the money into sometimes called stable value, and just store it there for the time being until the market flattens out, then you're going to save money and you're going to make money later on when the market is low and comes back. Okay? And if you can do this, use a Roth. If you're going to make money, if you're going to put money in an IRA, then use a Roth. If you're allowed to by your tax bracket, that's a great opportunity to save money at the other end. When the money comes out, it's tax free. Very, very important. Review your insurance policies. If you're young enough to open up a whole life policy or a permanent life insurance policy of any kind where there's a cash value, that money, when it comes out, is tax-free. A lot of folks don't know that. So anyway, here's some more suggestions for you. I'm going to be working on more lists to share with you in the very near future. Thank you very much for today.